This is Meg, or Strawberry, whichever you prefer. And this is the highly anticipated, for me at least, follow-up to my last video, in which I was building a house for a single mother and her toddler. And I mentioned that I pictured the mother owning a bakery, and I was going to try it building the bakery, because I'm not great at community lots and I need to practice. And honestly, this was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. I was having visions of it being really hard. I guess because it's a smaller build, it was just a lot easier to actually do, and not as intimidating as if I'd like started with like a whole like shopping centre or something. And I do really like how it turned out. I think I just have to accept that I am just like a girly pop cutesy core kind of girl in my soul, which if you look at my banner and my profile picture shouldn't be a surprise. And it just turned out really cute. I started out with this like kind of like diagonal wall. I do change that. I really wanted an awning and it just wasn't working with that wall, and I am glad I did that because it kind of looks ugly now that I'm looking at it, but I change it. But yeah, this is very cutesy, very I go for like a blue colour scheme, and I am more attuned to blue than the colours I used for the house, so I think that's why I'm just more favoured to this one. I'm not as mad at this house. I'm not as mad as the bakery being cute, whereas with the house I didn't want it to be cute. But yeah, this I don't think it'll mess with the vibe of the neighbourhood, but I think I can make it work. But I am happy with how it turned out. It's kind of a bakery cafe type of vibe. That's what I was envisioning, so people can like buy the cakes and eat it in. I don't know if it would pass any like health and safety regulations. The kitchen's quite small. The kitchen is like right behind the counter. And I say kitchen, it's like a stove and a couple of counters and an espresso machine, and that's it. I don't think it would fly in real life, but I think for The Sims it looks pretty cute, and I think for my first go it wasn't too bad. See, in my head while I was doing this, the colour swatches, I was like, yeah, blue's gloomy, and then I pair it with like white and like a trim around the roof. It works. The name of the lot in my game, I called it the Buttermilk Bakery. I wanted to keep with the bee theme because it's owned by Bonnie Boulangerie and she's got a daughter called Brie Boulangerie. So I was like, Buttermilk Bakery has a nice ring to it, though I guess it's technically a bakery and a cafe. And I think the colour theme alone and the frills would have been fine, but then I found this door and I believe what are the matching windows, and that solidified it being all cutesy wootsy, because I think and it's when I decided to leave it to it, because I was like, no, they're nice and big as well, so they let a lot of light in, but they're just very cutesy. And I was like, I've already done a semi-cutesy house. I may as well do a cutesy bakery. And when I found them, I was just extremely ecstatic. And I immediately had to use them. And I think they work really well, because normally I have to use a variety of windows. Some big windows, some small windows, but these just like fit perfectly. And it's all the same window, all the same way around. So I like the cohesion as well. For the awning, I was like, yep, that looks good. I didn't realise that the wall, I guess, that you attach it to, you can't delete it. So there is a brief moment where I delete the awning so I can delete the walls, but then it does come back because I think it's just such a nice touch, and it looks like a bakery rather than like a generic community building. Like that looks like what like a cutesy bakery would have. And also for the landscaping, it was a conscious choice to not do a lot, because in my head this area is going to be like the downtown area where all of the community lots are. I don't know what else I'm going to have there, but it would make sense if the grass there was like more maintained and cut, and there's not going to be as many trees because obviously it's been like all chopped down to make way for like the community lots and places for people to shop and go. So it looks really bare at the moment, but my plan is to put in all of the community lots and then do trees for like the bits that were left. It'll be filled in after all of the lots are there, but it does look really barren and bare at the moment. So the only landscaping I really did was I put down tile to make it look like it's like a part of like tarmac, not necessarily, but like a part of like there's a place nearby that's like a retail park, and it's got like a bunch of just like community buildings. Wanted to kind of have it be like that. So I think all of the builds that are on this area will have the same kind of stone underneath it. I do change it, it's not going to stay that colour forever. But I did do like nice little flower beds, which I think are really nice. The colour is a bit it's not as like I think pastel as like the rest of the build, but I think they're really nice anyway. I wanted to put more of the longer ones, but it blocked the windows, and I was just so in love with the windows that I wanted to show them off as much as possible. And so here is where I had to Google how to delete the awning, because I just didn't know that you can't just delete it outright with the sledgehammer. I couldn't tell you why for the life of me. They make you work for it. I was really struggling. You have to put in a cheat to be able to delete an awning once you've put it down, which I didn't realise while I was figuring out which one, because I was just doing undo. I don't know why you can't just do with the sledgehammer, but there you go. You have to find a cheat. It's delete all awnings. I hope that helps someone else out in the future, because it really confused me during this build. Don't struggle like I did. In here, we're doing the bathrooms first, because I always forget. There have been many builds where I have, none that I have like shown in public, but in my own personal builds where I have made like a house and I've like been like, there's not a bathroom in here, is there? So I wanted to make sure I did the bathrooms first, especially because you need specifically a male and a female bathroom. Even though I'm fine with unisex bathrooms, I just don't think that was an option in The Sims 2 in the 2000s. So I need to make sure I did it. And I really like the tiles. I love all of the floral tiles in the game. I think they're really cute. I wanted, even though they're separate bathrooms, I wanted them to be symmetrical, and I think that worked out really well. Especially the way the tiles have like they look mirrored, which is great. So I needed it to look like a mirror image, the actual items to be a mirror image to like reflect the tiles. And I think it turned out, I think it looks really nice. I like it a lot. And then I had all that space I was like, I can't put too much because they're not going to be able to walk in there, so I just stuck plants in there and called it a day. But I think it's nice. A nice community bathroom. It doesn't need to be fancy, it can be minimalistic. Although I do, now that I was seeing myself put like plants in front of the windows, I do think that would have looked nice. I did want the windows again to shine through, but I think it like a flower wall or something would have been really pretty. Would have given more privacy as well. But who needs privacy? It's The Sims. And here's the kitchen I was talking about. I didn't even change the tile. I was just like, no, it's gonna be dark hardwood all the way through, which I do like dark hardwood. It was mostly because I don't know how to do an angled tile, because I was gonna leave like a little bit of room so that the whoever is working that day can actually move behind the counter. And so if I'm going to do that, it needs to like have a cutoff. Maybe I'll update it when I can be bothered to Google how to do like a quarter tile, half tiles in The Sims 2. Because I know there's ways to do it in The Sims 4 and presumably The Sims 3. So I assume there's also a way to do it. But I kind of just like the way that it all looks like it's the same floor. It's nice. I like it. And then it was actually really fun to play around with the community lot build items because I'm not used to it. And so I found like those food storage, food display units, and I got really excited because I don't get to use that kind of stuff often. And I was like, oh, it looks like a real bakery now. And so I'm looking for stuff to fill the space. And this is where I found the custom content tables that I'm obsessed with, perfect shade of blue. I also decided to put some speakers up so there would be like nice music playing to really enhance the dining experience that the Sims will have here at their local bakery cafe. I'm kind of really happy with how I displayed the cakes. Horizontal mirror image type thing. It was annoying that the littler cakes couldn't have like one next to it, whereas the bigger cakes are fine having multiple. Odd, but oh well, it looks nice. And then those big, I think they're for like a grocery store. They've got, I think, probably like juice and stuff inside of it, but I wanted like more like options for Sims to be able to buy stuff, so I put those in there. I guess in universe, in storyline, it's probably just like, you know, I've got like a juice squeezer. She squeezes her own juice from her apple tree in her garden, and then probably like flour and stuff, I guess. I clearly haven't been to a bakery recently. I don't know what bakeries sell, but probably like cookies as well. Maybe like packets of cookies she's got in there. And that's what we'll pretend it is instead of just like what is presumably just freezer items. And then the tables and chairs. These are actually custom content. They didn't work the same way as like a normal table and chair set would in The Sims 2, where you like place the table down and then the chairs are like far away, and then when you click play they like scooch in. So I don't know if they'll actually work, but they look really cute nonetheless. It was like the perfect shade of blue. And if not, it's not the end of the world, I'll just switch them out, but they look really cute and they fit the vibe, and I like them a lot. I don't know if they're supposed to be like counters and work the same way as counters and just look like tables, but they look really cute and I hope they work. I feel like I spent too long with the plants in this build as well. I didn't realise that those like fuzzy brown ones were custom content as well, but they are. I decided against them and just skipped like the green theme. I think it makes it feel really down to earth and wholesome, which I like. And then I'm just putting some artwork around. I was just like, I need like clean neutral vibes for the artwork. I didn't want it to clash too much, and they're mostly windows anyway, so I didn't need to put too much, which is great because I always struggle with wall decorations as well. Wall decorations and clutter, I feel like of my decorating skills, probably the weakest ones, especially in The Sims 2. There's not like a whole lot of clutter items. And then that little hack of using the carpet as a rug, and I managed to match it to the table and chairs. I am obsessed. And these, again, the flowers I put on the table are also custom content. I think they're from the same set as the table and the chairs, and they're just really nice. Blue tulips go wonderfully with the rest of the vibe. But yeah, the kitchen is kind of, if you can call it a kitchen, the baking section behind the counter. I imagine they don't bake during like customer hours. It's probably like after work or on a day where they're closed. Because if there was someone manning the counter and someone baking as well, that'd probably be a nightmare with how little space there is. And I saw the espresso machine, the espresso counter thing, and I was like, I have to put that in there, but there wasn't a colour that went with it. But I think it was close enough, and I'm happy with it. And now you can see I'm changing the brick to a more cooler blue toned, which I think if I do make the rest of everything gloomy, I think that would work for both. I think I'm gonna. It's okay for there to be some cutesy characters in a gloomy neighborhood. It's fine. Also, The Sims 2 is just very sunshiny anyway. And so I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the screenshots.